Welcome to Endless Learning Training Series, the membrane-based desalination technology.
In this video, we will study about pressure gauges in reverse osmosis plant. Pressure gauges have an elastic element that converts pressure signal into proportional mechanical displacement. It used to measure the level of pressure in a liquid or gas across process industries. Mechanical pressure gauge elastic sensing elements types. There are classified into Borden tube gauge, bellows gauge, diaphragm gauge, capsule gauge. Borden tube pressure gauge. The two common type are C. Borden tube, coiled type Borden tube. Borden tube C type. This is a metal tube approximately elliptical in cross-section. It is formed into a C shape. One end is soldered or welded into a connection block. The other end is sealed and free to move. When subjected to an internal pressure, the tube cross-section tries to go circular and the tube tends to straighten. The free end movement is proportional to the applied pressure. Coiled type Borden tube. Coiled Borden tube is made by winding a partially flattened metal tube into a spiral having several turns instead of a single C-bend arc. It is used to measure high pressure range. Diaphragm seal gauge. The diaphragm seal gauge, which is often used for hygienic applications, is a version of the C-type Borden tube in which a stainless steel diaphragm is welded to a flange, so as to seal the volume between the diaphragm and the tube. This volume is filled with an inert liquid which transmits pressure to the Borden tube. It used in applications where the pressure sensor requires isolation from the process media. Bellows pressure gauge. Bellows are thin-walled cylindrical shells with deep convolutions and are sealed at one end. The sealed end moves axially when process pressure is applied to the other end. The closed end will move upwards and the link, which is the rod in between the closed end of the bellows and the transmission mechanism, will go up and rotate the pointer. It is used to measure low or medium pressure range, absolute and differential pressure. Capsule pressure gauge. A capsule consists of two identical corrugated metal diaphragms sealed together at the periphery. One of the diaphragms is provided with a central port to admit the pressure to be measured, and the other is linked to a mechanical movement. Capsule gauges are intended for the measurement of low and very low pressures and vacuum. Ranges extend from 0 to 600 millibar. Pressure gauges and types used in RO plant. Pressure gauge used in RO plant from seawater intake to product system. Borden tube type gauge used in seawater intake suction range, -121 bar, seawater intake discharge range, 0 to 10 bar, HP and booster discharge range, 0 to 100 bar, diaphragm seal gauge type used in all dosing area.
Thank you for watching this video.